Hi, everybody. We learned about the whole story of Pesach, and the last thing we learned was that one of the makot and one of the things that Hashem did to punish the Egyptians and Paro was he sent frogs onto Paro. So today I thought we could do an arts and crafts project, and you can make your very own frog puppet. So you can even put your hands in it, and you can see it has a tongue like this. It goes back in, and it's super easy to make, and you can totally make it at home, and we're going to make it together today. And if you want to make it at home, you can do it at home too. Ask mommy to help you, ask your big brother or sister to help you, and you guys can make your very own Pesach frog puppet. And it's so super easy. I'm going to do it with you right now. Now, the only thing that I did before is I already colored my paper plates. You're going to need 2 paper plates. You need 2 paper plates. I'm using a regular piece of paper. You could use cardstock paper if you have it. You could use construction paper. You can use whatever you like. If you have colored paper, even better. I don't have any colored paper. If you don't have paper plates, then you can cut out circles around the sides of a paper plate. Whatever you have at home totally works. You can make it work with anything you have at home. Everybody, we are managing. Say it with me. We're going to manage. Yes, everybody can manage. So the only thing I did so far was I took my paper plates and I colored them. I don't have paint. If you want to paint them, you can paint them. If you want to color with crayons, color with crayons. That's what I did. If you want to color with markers, color with markers. Whatever you would like. If you have watercolors, you could use watercolors. 2 paper plates. Now the only important thing is that the first paper plate, you color the front red, and the second paper plate, you color the back. You don't want to color the front. The front, you want it to be white. So 1 paper plate, you make red, and 1 paper plate, you make the back green. And this is going to be the base of our frog, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is take our green paper plate, and we're going to fold it in half, and if it's not perfect, is that okay? Nursery, is it okay if it's not perfect? Yes, of course. Of course it's fine. And we're going to cut it in half. You can cut it yourself, or you can ask mommy to help you. If you have kid scissors, you can cut it yourself. Try to cut it. And if mommy and daddy help you, or big brother or sister help you, that's great too. Now, the next thing, so we have 2 halves, right? We cut our paper plate, our green paper plate, in half. Next, we're going to fold this red paper plate in half also. But I'm not going to cut this one. I'm going to keep it whole. Now, if you have glue, you can use glue. If you want to use tape, you can use tape. Whatever you'd like. I have very little tape, so I'm not going to use it for this. And I don't have any glue, so I'm going to manage. And I'm going to use a stapler. So the white side of my red paper plate, I'm going to staple on the green half on each half. So I'm going to do 1 half on the top, 1 half on the bottom. I'm going to staple this down. If you want to glue it, that's great too. If you want to tape it, that's great too. If you want to staple it, go ahead. See, I did top. And now I'm going to use the other half. I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to staple again because that's what I have. If you have something different, is that okay, Nursery? Yes. We're not being perfect. We're just having fun. And now you'll see you can stick your hands in it and it becomes a puppet. Ah! Now the next thing we need to do is make the eyes. If you have hard, thick cardstock, that might be even better. But if you don't, can you manage with regular white printer paper? Yes. Actually, if you have colored construction paper, you could use that too. I just don't have any colored paper. So I'm going to color my own paper. What I need to do is draw first the shape of the eyes. Now the shape of the eyes is like a hill. The top is round like a circle, but does it close up round like a circle? No. It's actually long, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to draw it, and if it's not perfect, Is that okay? Absolutely. Okay. It looks something like this. Something like this. Now, mommy's gonna help you cut this out, okay? Mommy or your big brother or sister or daddy, somebody's gonna help you. What I like to do so that I can get two of these the same, so that these two are identical, is I fold my paper in half. And then when I cut it out this way, I'm gonna get two identical eyes. So here I go. I'm just gonna cut this out, this shape out. Now you want it to be a little long because you're gonna have to fold it down. But look, once I cut it out, I have two identical ones. They're exactly the same. Now, if your paper is already green, that's great. Mine is not green. So I'm gonna color these really, really quickly. And whoever's helping you, you can color it together, you can color it yourself. But Nursery, you can totally do this. I'm gonna do it really fast. It's not gonna be perfect. And that's okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Here's one. Let's do one more. We're gonna make it really quick, a really quick color. Okay, I have the base for my eyes, and they're green, just like the frog. Now, we need to make the circle parts. So now I'm just gonna cut two circles out of my same paper. Yep, same paper. You can do all of it with one paper. I'm gonna cut two bigger circles and two smaller circles. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my bigger circles. Mommy can help you. Maybe mommy can draw you a circle and you can cut it out yourself. I have two big circles. And now I'm going to cut out two small circles. Again, mommy can draw the circle for you and you can cut it, or you can ask your big brother or sister or mommy or daddy to cut the circles out for you. I have two smaller circles. And I'm going to only color my smaller circles. I'm going to color my smaller circles black. Here's my black crayon. If you want to paint them, you can paint them. If you want to watercolor them, you can watercolor them. Whatever you like. Now, if you have glue, the next part will be a lot easier than what I'm doing. But I don't have glue, so I'm managing. I'm going to use tape. Here we go. I have a small piece of tape to glue on my small circles onto my big circles. So here's one that I'm gluing, one small circle. I'm gluing onto a big circle. Well, I'm taping, but you can glue it or tape it or staple it, whatever you like. Here's another small piece of tape. Big circle. See that? I have two eyes. And now I'm going to attach that to my green little hill thing. So I'm going to attach it not all the way on the bottom because I'm going to need to fold this. So a little higher up. Or you know what? I'm actually going to make my circles a little smaller because they're a little too big. I want it to fit nicely. So I can cut it after. The whole thing, guys, we're just managing, right? And if it's not perfect, that's not the point, right? We don't need to be perfect. Let's see. I'm going to cut this circle a little smaller. If your circle is already small, then you don't need to cut it the way I am. I just wanted to cut mine a little smaller. And now I'm attaching this eye here, right over here. Ready? Almost done. Now, we have to stick the eyes onto the top. So this is the one I just did. What we do is we take each eye and we fold the bottom, just like that, about 1/2 inch, mommy, daddy. About 1/2 inch, we're gonna fold each eye. And we're going to, if you have glue, you can glue it down. If you have tape, like me, if you just have tape, you're gonna tape it down. I'm taping it down because that's what I have. And let me tape one more. We're gonna tape this one down too. Put them right next to each other, nice and close. Now, the last thing that our frog is missing, and the more you fold it, the more it'll stay. The more it'll stay up nice. Now, the last thing we're gonna do is give our frog a tongue. Now, this is fun, okay? On this same piece of paper, I'm using the same paper. You can make the tongue as long as you want. If you want to make it really long, that's great. If you don't, you have to make it at least the length of the short side of the paper. We're not going to use the long side, the short side. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut out a strip. Now, Nursery, you all know how to do this. You could even do this yourself. Just cut out a straight line like this. Just cut out one straight line. And I'm going to color both sides of it. I'm going to color both sides red because that's our color. I'm going to color. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is that okay? Yes, of course. Even if it's not perfect, that's okay. I did one side. Now I flipped it over. See, I did one side. I'm going to flip it over. Doing the other side. And Nursery, this is totally something you could do at home. You can ask anybody to help you. And then you can even keep it on Pesach and use it. So I colored both sides. Now my strip of paper is red on both sides. Like this. Just to review a little bit, Nursery, this line is vertical. And this line is horizontal. Yes, I knew you guys remembered. Awesome. Now what we're going to do, and then we're almost done, is we're going to roll up this paper. Now you can ask a grown-up to help you or a big brother or sister to help you. You take your piece of paper, you lie it flat, and you just roll it up. Look what I'm doing, like a fruit roll-up. Almost like a fruit roll-up. Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up until it's all rolled up, just like this. And I'm going to take that last little tip of it. I'm going to tape it down right over here. Again, I have my trusty tape. If you have glue, you can use glue. I don't have glue. And we're going to tape that down, stick it down just like this. And voila! You have your very own frog puppet, paper plate frog puppet, and you can use, it's so super easy. You can use paper plates, you can use cut out white circles, you could use crayons, you could use markers, you could use paint, you could use tape, you could use glue, whatever you have in your house. Do you guys want to sing the frog song with me? One morning when Paro awoke in his bed, there were frogs on his head. Frogs on his bed, frogs on his nose, frogs on his toes, frogs here, frogs there. Frogs were jumping everywhere. Nursery, have fun making your frog puppets.